Hey, it's Aaron.
And Steven.
And once again, this is the story so far. Welcome you to the election edition.
Boo. Bah humbug.
Hey, some of us voted because we like to have a voice.
See him, he's proud. I voted.
That's right, I voted.
And he works at Burger King.
I don't work at Burger King.
Being fries are done.
Ding, fries are done.
So, let's talk about it. Unfortunately, you guys will be seeing this video right after the video that
We
for
did
last
week because someone's slacking.
I'm not slacking. I've actually had technical difficulties. I'm uploading that video right as we speak. And I mean, it's my 6th or 7th try at trying to get this video loaded. So hopefully with this week's episode we don't have that big of an issue. But this week will be loaded down on videos because you'll have last week's episode, this episode, and some footage that I shot down at Hoover Dam. I was down in Las Vegas for most of the week last week, and we had a great time. Went down for some training for work, and we got off the plane, got down to the baggage claim, and we're standing there, and I look across the baggage claim, and I'm looking at this guy, knowing that I recognize him, and I asked Tiff, is that Uriah Faber? And she doesn't know who he is. So I kept looking and I kept telling her, I think that's Uriah Faber. Go over and talk to him. And she wouldn't do it. So I had to go over and ask him. Sure enough, it was Uriah Faber. And he was holding a Captain America shield because we flew in on Halloween. And so he apparently was going to be Captain America for Halloween. But very nice guy. He took his picture with both of us. And it was kind of funny because, like I said, I recognized him and walked up to him and asked who he was. And before that, nobody else was bugging him. But as soon as I asked him that, there were like 3 or 4 guys coming over to get their picture taken with him and that. So, Uriah, I'm sorry about that. But, it was nice to meet him, nice to get our picture taken with him. And then later that day, during my training, I got to meet and have my picture taken with Richard Petty. Famous NASCAR driver for you youngsters out there who don't know who he is.
I'm not doing that for him.
Oh.
But it was definitely a good time. Got to meet a couple of celebrities, and then we went down and had a great time down in Vegas for the rest of the weekend because we took a vacation along with going down for the training. And as I said, we went to Hoover Dam, got some pictures and some footage from down there. And I wanted to do some other stuff on the strip, but unfortunately ended up getting sick, so I wasn't able to take as much video as I would have liked. But it was a good trip overall, so can't wait to go back down at some point in the future. Let's move right on over into our football scores as usual.
Nope. I got something bigger and sadder to talk about.
Oh.
For all of those who watch the show and support Maverick and the Sweetheart Rebellion, we need a moment of silence. It seems that Tyler has more pressing issues to take care of, and we wish him the best of luck. I don't know exactly what that means for the band as far as whether they'll continue or not. They might not find somebody else, or they might.
Honestly, I think without him, I think that band is dead. As far as that band goes, I think the other 3 members, though, or at least I hope the other 3 members will find a new lead singer and continue
do
on.
something else.
As a band, they're a great band. Tyler's a great singer, so I can't wait to see what the future holds for all 4 members. Like I say, I hope the other 3 do continue on and do find a new lead singer and keep making music. And I hope Tyler does whatever he's going to do. I know that he's done some solo gigs, and I hope that he continues to do so in the future. It'll just be interesting to see where that goes, but we'll definitely keep you guys abreast of that.
Absolutely.
So, I'll have talk a little bit more about some other music news a little bit later in the show.
Alright, on to the scores. San Diego beat Kansas City, Denver beat Cincinnati, Baltimore beat Cleveland, Green Bay beat Arizona, Chicago scored 51 points in a rout of Tennessee. I mean, it's Tennessee though.
But you know what? The Bears are doing really well.
Yes, they are.
So,
I can't take that away from them, but I mean, they act like scoring 51 points on Tennessee is a big deal.
yeah.
I guess for Chicago, who is really not an offensive team, it is. So, Indiana beat Miami, and Carolina beat Washington.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
I was reading in the news today about that game, Carolina and Washington. And apparently there was some review done of the game. And as one of the running backs or receivers, I'm not sure who it was, I can't remember. But as he was running down the field for a touchdown, one of the refs inadvertently blew his whistle.
Mm-hmm.
At which point the play should have stopped. And he was down on, I think it was the 10-yard line. And I think it was a run. And so he blew his whistle, but the guy ran in for a touchdown. They called it a touchdown on the field. The refs met and decided, yeah, it was a touchdown. And after review of the footage, you know, the ref, well, they said on the field that the ref blew his whistle after he got in and made the touchdown. But after reviewing the tape, apparently it's clear that you can tell that he blew the whistle when the guy was around the 10-yard line. At which point, they should have given Carolina the option to either replay the down from the 30-yard line or take the 1st and 10.
Yeah.
So either way, they should have replayed it, and it was in the first quarter, so they shouldn't have scored on that touchdown right then. And anyway, so that was a little bit of controversy to that game. Nothing they can do about it. I still don't think that Washington would have won that game. I think they've got some issues that they need to iron out there, but
Of course,
we'll see what happens.
as with any other team, any other team anyway.
Agreed.
Detroit beat Jacksonville, Houston beat Buffalo, Tampa Bay beat Oakland, Seattle beat Minnesota.
Now with Oakland, or not Oakland, but with Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, those guys, they're actually doing a lot better with Stafford in there as quarterback. They're not as bad of a team as they used to be.
I know.
They're definitely on the upswing.
Yeah, Stafford. I don't know. Everybody thought he was going to do great and be like a Brett Favre type player, and I can't take nothing away from him. He's good.
He still can be. I mean, you
yeah.
know, he's
His
only
first
what?
couple of years he didn't.
Yeah, he's only in his 3rd year, isn't he, or the 2nd or 3rd year?
His 4th or 5th.
Really?
So
I didn't think he was in that.
I'll check that while you talk about your other stuff later on. Pittsburgh beat the Giants.
Yeah, sad day for my team.
Yeah.
They lost by 4, but it is what it is.
Atlanta beat Dallas. Thank you. And now
Yes, thank you.
now Atlanta can lose all they want. I just wanted them to beat Dallas. However, the Saints beat my Eagles, and so
Beat them good. Another team that needs to right their ship. I mean, they need to figure something out.
well, I liked their Facebook page, the Philadelphia Eagles, and a lot of people were making comments about you need to bench Michael Vick and fire all the coaching staff and yada yada yada. But here's the thing. As crappy as the game was yesterday, Vick only had 1 turnover, and it was an interception, which I thought was actually should have been overturned because the defensive linebacker was actually holding Brent Selleck. Brent Selleck probably could have and should have made the catch, but that wasn't really even Michael Vick's fault.
You know, I was going to say, it's not always Vic's fault that these guys are losing.
And I'll tell you what, their defense, the Saints, they did awesome. I can't take that away from them either, but our offensive line sucks. They talk about how Mike Vick needs to be benched. Well, bench all the freaking O-line then and get us a whole new O-line because they can't protect him with crap. So
Agreed. I've watched several of the Eagles games this year, and he's constantly having to scramble.
Yep.
And that's where some of his fumbles come in and some of these interceptions come into play because he's throwing on the run or he's getting sacked and the ball's coming loose. And so, yeah, it's not always his fault, you know?
Yep.
So you can't necessarily just say bench Vic. And honestly, you can't say that you need to fire the coaching staff, but I mean, they do need to figure some things out. And the offensive line is definitely one of their weak spots.
Yes.
And so they need to do something to change that. And right now is the time to do it because I do believe the trade deadline is this week.
Yep.
So if they're going to do something with that line, it's got to happen this week. Otherwise, they're just going to have to suffer the rest of the season with it.
Yep.
So
Notable games of next week: Cowboys and Eagles play.
that's going to be a big game. That's going to be
All
a big
3
game.
and 5.
Yeah.
It's
And
fighting for second place in the division,
that's right. Behind who?
behind the Giants.
That's right. You know we're going to always have to rub it in, but you got to say, even with their loss, they're still doing pretty good this season. And now, you know, the rest of the season isn't looking too bad either. So, Giants still have a good shot at going back to the Super Bowl.
No.
I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I'm not ever going to say that, but I think they got a real good shot. So we'll see what happens.
Your Giants play Cincinnati. That ain't even gonna be a game. The Giants are gonna blow them out like 42-10.
No, wait a second now. People have thought they were just going to coast past Cincinnati all season long, and they've been right there in some games.
I know, but
So
it's the Giants, man. They play some of the crappiest teams, and they might start off slow, like they usually do, but they're just gonna come out the gate in the second half and 42-10. I'm predicting it right now.
42-10. We got that on tape.
And that's really about it. So,
Well, you got San Francisco and St. Louis, because we know we do have some San Francisco fans out there.
yeah, but it's not really a noticeable game, or it's not a game that I want to watch just because San Fran's going to do good and blow them out.
We'll see.
So,
We'll see.
So also in sports, Sean Payton was released from his contract with the Saints, and he's being allowed to go into contract negotiations with any other team, including the Saints, so they could renew his contract. He just wouldn't be able to rejoin the team until the end of the season.
Yeah, because he's still suspended throughout the rest of the season. But the thing is he's come out and said that he wants to stay with the Saints, and they have actually had him working this season with the Hornets.
Yep.
So with the basketball team that the owner of the Saints owns. So in what capacity with the basketball team, I don't know, but I did read that he has been working for them. So it's only logical that he's going to sign back with them. If he doesn't, I mean, that'll be a huge blow to the team. And to be honest with you, I'll be totally shocked.
I will be too.
So yeah, there you have it. Jazz have been on a little bit of a slide lately.
Yeah.
You know, the last couple of games they've lost, but don't get down on the team. It's very early in the season, so they've won some good games. They've lost a couple that they should have won. We'll see how things go.
Sure.
Most notable about the season is how poorly the Lakers have been doing.
You know, honestly, that doesn't really surprise me, because they haven't changed their offense very much. It still goes through Kobe. He still gets his 30 to 40 points a game, but he's also taking 20, 25 shots a game. Where are those other shots coming for all the other team, all the rest of the team?
Well, the other thing that's notable about that is, almost every year, Lakers go out and try and buy a good team.
Yep.
They've got Nash on their team, but I think he's been injured. And who else? They got Howard.
Yeah, Dwight Howard, Steve Nash.
So it's not like they haven't paid for the
Gasol.
players, but you can pay for the best players in the world, but if they don't mesh as a team, it doesn't matter how good you are. If you're not meshing with the rest of the team, you're not going to be able to win the whole game.
Exactly.
So, and I think that's kind of what's happening right now. Not to discount them for the rest of the season, because you know it's possible and probable that they're going to start meshing and come back and dominate.
Of course.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Matt Stafford's been, this is his 4th year in the league.
So he's been in it 3 years. It's time for him to start picking up.
Yep.
But you know, there again, you got to surround him with good people.
Yeah.
So
Well, you look at like Alex Smith. Alex Smith had a different offensive coordinator every year his first 7 years, and everybody said he was a bum. Then you get a guy in there who takes the time and patience to teach him. He has his offensive coordinator in there for the 2nd year in a row, and they do awesome. Yeah, they didn't make it to the Super Bowl, but
they did extremely well
Yes.
last year, and they're still doing great this year.
Yep.
So it just there again, you know, it's not always the quarterback's fault. It could be the coaching staff. So it just all depends upon your situation that you're in.
Yep. And that'd be it for sports.
All right, just throw it out there instead of waiting until the end of the show. My Stage Exit, they're a local band that I've seen recently. They have a show coming up. They're actually going to be at this Indie Arts Awards called Raw Awards 2012. It's going to be on the 15th of November. It starts at 7 o'clock. And it's going to be at the Grand at the Complex, which is 536 West, 100 South in Salt Lake City. You guys can get tickets online, or I'm sure that you can pick them up at the door. But definitely go out and support the local musicians, please. That's all I got for that.
That's it?
That's it for that.
Alright, well, you fans of Star Wars, and I kind of am myself, Disney bought out Lucasfilms,
Yeah.
and they're going to make a Star Wars 7. So
They're actually going to make
they're gonna make
6 new movies.
Yeah, they're gonna make a whole bunch of new movies, but I just only heard about Star Wars 7 as of now, just because it's the first one that'll be released. I think I'm trying to get it to come out, but my device is being slow. And I think it comes out, and it's slated to come out in either late 2014 or 2015.
2015,
Yeah.
definitely.
2015. So we'll see how that goes.
A lot of rumors flying around about it.
Yes.
They're definitely talking about continuing on the stories of Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo. And there's been actually a lot of rumors flying around in just the last few days that Harrison Ford and what's his face played Luke Skywalker are very interested in coming back
Really?
and reprising their roles. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. A lot of directors' names being thrown out there. Most notable, Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
You know, director of the Avengers. You know. A lot of directors' names being thrown around, a lot of speculation at this point, and it's real early to say what's going to happen, but if they're shooting for 2015, they need to get rolling on getting their story going and everything else like that. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens, see how they continue the story. I'm very interested. I know I'll be there when it comes out. So.
As will I. Well, that's all I have.
Other entertainment news, I don't know if you know who Jesse James is.
Yes, I
World
do.
famous bike builder.
Yes, I do.
Just saw last night, caught the latest episode of his show, which is called Outlaw Garage. It's on the Discovery Channel. It's cool to see him coming back with a new show. I always like watching him whenever he's on TV. I like watching his shows. You know, I can't say much about him as a person. You know, he got caught up in a lot of neo-Nazi stuff here a couple years ago. So I think that shows to his character that, you know, he might not be that great of a guy, but definitely very entertaining. I like watching him when he's on TV. I liked watching Monster Garage when he was running with that. So, but also of note, he and Paul Paul Tuttle Jr. and Paul Tuttle Sr. from American Chopper. About 6 months ago, they did a biker build-off between the three of those, and Paul Jr. ended up winning that one. Now they're doing another one with those three and two guys from another show called Fast and Loud from the Discovery Channel, doing a biker build-off with those four groups. So definitely stay tuned for that. You know, catch it on the Discovery Channel if you guys are fans of it. I know I'll be watching it because I like those shows. So should be good times. Other than that, you know, like I said, I was glad I casted my vote because now, regardless of how things with the country go, I have a say and I can whine and complain all I want because my vote was heard. Those of you that didn't vote, you need to just sit down and keep your mouth shut. Those of you that said that you're going to leave the country if one guy or the other wins, don't let the door hit you on the way out and don't come back. You know, that's the way I feel about it.
I didn't vote, and I don't whine or complain about it because it don't do me any good anyway. So
Now, you know, we were talking about it at work. We both work together besides doing the show, surprise, surprise. But we were talking about it at work with our boss, and she said, one of the things that she said is, you know, it really, holy crap, that's loud, dude.
I just thought I'd share.
Anyway, she said, one of the things that she said that I really liked that was notable was, you know, the presidential race doesn't really matter too much as a whole to us with our voting. You know, every vote counts, but the things that you really need to concentrate on are your local government issues and who you vote in for there. And I have to agree with her. You know, it really does matter who we vote in locally, as well as voting for the president. But so that's definitely one reason why you do want to vote is, you know, whatever affects you locally is really what's going to affect how you live your life. So the next time it rolls around, you definitely need to get out there and vote.
Absolutely.
You definitely need to get out there and vote.
Absolutely.
Like I said, you know, we're gonna have several videos up this week. Hope you guys enjoy them. Hopefully you view them all. And tell your friends about it. Tell your friends about the show. Share the show whenever you see it pop up on Facebook. Share the link so that more of your friends are able to see it. Get some more support rolling with us.
What's the more report?
Oh, we'll have s'mores here soon. You never know. One thing of note, and I'm going to get our producer working on this. We're going to try and kick back up, getting into some more interviews with some other bands and members of bands. So hopefully you guys will look forward to that soon. And if our producer doesn't get on that, she'll be fired. And maybe I'll just have to kick it in. I'm getting the bird flipped to me right now. But I think that's going to be a show for this
That's
week.
a wrap. It's been Steven.
And Aaron. And we'll catch you next time.